And I'm back. Hang on. There we are.
How does it feel to be spooky, Si?
Very.
Intro, Ben and Liam with conversation how unboxing this game /magic/describe/do.
No, that means a change in... Never mind.
So what's the first bit then? The first bit, before the introduction, we're going to say you can get super loot.
That's for the end.
That's for the end, so why is it first?
Because I wrote it down first. Do you want to say it?
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Yeah, man, rubbing nipples is amazing.
I mean, at least you own it, I guess.
Kittens.
Robes. Jack. Ow.
So we're basically like 20 years in the future, but our clothes make us look like we're scummy college dropouts from the 80s.
I'm recording, go away. It's really hot in here.
You're really hot.
Ah. No, but seriously, there's like 14 lights and it's terrifying.
Are you proud, father?
You know he's not.
I just wasn't prepared for how sexy that was. You really caught me off guard.
Mayo. I eat you every day-o. You make me feel okay-o. Mayo.
Simon, vlog. It's a good vlog. It's a good vlog, buddy.
Good lord. Tell the world about promoting gigs.
Hello, Internet. We are speaking to you from the past. It's currently our now, but to you, it's also now, but our past.
Let's see your best impression, Ben.
Of what?
Just your best impression.
Betty the got the whoops in my beret, caused a lot of trouble. Who's gonna see the Queen on Christmas Day then?
You're editing it correct.
Nah, I might just upload it straight from the SD card. That's just how I roll.
Fair enough.
Sausagely.
Right.
I go through my mic.
Going through your stuff.
Today's word is toilet. A small gift that you may give to a child as a solstice or Christmas gift. Toilet.
I did it.
Robes.
Check.
Yeah.
Let's sing a song about our predictions for the future.
It will happen unless we're all dead.
Quickly, Ben, witty retorts.
Ha! That's a sort of cake that makes jokes. Oh, that's a wittier tort.
So,
That was Sinbad's idea. He's our tambourinist. He's got one really big arm, which is weird because his tambourine's really quite small.
Ben's just turned up to remote. And the battery's out! God damn it! What a day.
Where do all the bad colours go when they break the law? They get sent to prison.
Yo, 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 Goober, where's the meat? Normal people love.
You don't win friends with.
Normal people love.
You don't win friends with.
Normal people.
You don't win friends with.
Normal people love me.
You don't win.
Normal people.
You don't win friends with. You don't win friends with.
Normal people love me. Normal people love.
You don't win friends with.
Normal people love.
You don't win friends with.
Normal people.
You don't win friends with.
Normal people love me. Normal people love.
You don't win friends with.
Normal people love.
You don't win friends with.
Normal people.
You don't win friends with.
Normal people love me. Yo, Goober, where's the meat?
Oh, my unborn children!
What I'm trying to get all the way till you're done tittering, that's fine. Ruiner of things!
Ben drinks Diet Coke, take 3.
Right, good. Nope, that was the wrong button. Okay, I think we've delayed the inevitable for quite long enough. 1 2 1 2. Yes, I'm making sound. Everything works. Remain indoors. How are we doing, ladies and gents? This is going to be a weird one because Ben isn't here. I know it looks like he's here next to me, doing whatever that face is. It's pretty grim. Oh, it's changed. Hey, now it looks like we're making eye contact. It's so very professional. We could have only planned that. Hi, Captain Buddy on Twitch. Thanks for the salt emoji. I do love a salt emoji. Yeah, we are live on Twitch because we're Twitch affiliates, and that came out of nowhere. But here we are, Twitch affiliates, so we are live on both YouTube and Twitch, like big boys in the big. No, I'm not even gonna dignify that sentence by ending it. Couple of geeks on YouTube, romantic staring. Yeah, it feels romantic, doesn't it? But really, there's just a lot of professional tension there. Okay, I need to explain where Ben is. That's what my notes say. Ben's just straight up dead. We got tired of his crap, so we nailed him in the face. No, Ben is well, but his house is on lockdown because someone has a cough. So, like, what can you do? Not their fault, just one of them things. You got to be cautious. You got to be sensible. So, like, the whole house is just on lockdown. I think he is just over the halfway mark for his 2-week quarantine. He's going completely insane. we Skyped a little last night. He is not gonna last. So we do have a digital link set up with Ben, so I can talk to him occasionally, and this technology will look unfamiliar to you because it's exclusive to the conversation hat. So Ben can just chime in whenever he wants. So are you there, Ben?
Yes.
Oh, good, Ben. You are there. This is so stupid and janky. I love it. Daddy Dan. Hey, Dan. How's it going? I've already pressed the wrong button. Ben. Are you still there, Ben?
Yes.
Amazing. You only had to load for a second there. That's perfectly forgivable. Are you excited about today's show, Ben?
Yeah.
Cool. Do you think that your being in lockdown will be a detriment to the show? Like, honestly.
No.
No, I think you're right. The show could only possibly get better. Do you have any advice for me as a solo co-host?
Oh, fuck off, Liam.
Right, well, that seems a little bit aggressive, but there it is. There's some advice from Ben there to do one, basically. I'm sure I will. I'll find time to do one. Double Ben stream. Yes, we have got too many Bens. This is twice as many Bens as we'd normally bring you, so I feel like in terms of bang for buck quality, something marketing phrases, I think that's good value. Daddy Dan, all good on lockdown too. Glad to hear that. I'm glad you're all safe. We are safe in the shed. We're actually not bored yet, but that could be because it's only the end of week 1, and it doesn't feel like the end of week 1. It feels like we've been here for about a month. Okay, so what's going to happen in this stream is I'm going to... Oh, I've actually already goofed it up. I have less sleep because did anyone else not know that the clocks went forward or backward or whatever it was that meant we lost an hour? That just came completely out of the blue. And this is the problem I had with Brexit, is that stuff still happens in the world. I need other sorts of news to continue being a functional member of society. So that was good, really good. Daddy Dan, you're welcome. I'm happy to stream. I'm actually not streaming much more than I was normally. I'm still doing Monday and Wednesday music streams, and then these once a month. But we might do more now that we're Twitch affiliates, and now that we are all confined to our insides. That sounded weirder than I meant it to. So what's going to happen is in a few seconds I'm going to hit the record button for the actual podcast. So all of this glorious, I'm not going to call it entertainment because that feels wrong, but I'm going to hit record on the actual podcast record. So everything that you've had so far is exclusive to the live stream, the video version of this show. So make the most of that. I don't know what that involves, but do that, please. I'm going to hit record, and then we have got... Ben's made some quarantine diaries for us. I've asked a few of our previous guests to send in videos as well. So we've got Richard Jackson from Val Verde Broadcasting, we've got Rich Wilson, comedian, and we've got Ben's dad with some very wholesome content. So we also have... We've got some good chatter here. It's all scripted. I don't have to learn any of this. It's great. Welcome to the future. We have a game called Corona Positive, Corona Negative. It's a very, very simple game. Roman Armstrong on YouTube. Hello, Hatters. Is that Hatters or Haters? Dyslexic. Probably hatters, given the context of the show. That would make sense. So, corona positive, corona negative, please do share yours. The idea is you say something good about the coronavirus followed by something bad about the coronavirus. So it could be as simple as corona positive holiday, negative people dying, which is the situation. So we'll have a few coronavirus positive, coronavirus negative breaks throughout the show, and then I might actually Ben has agreed to be called at about 2 p.m, so we'll see if his Skype works. But for the moment, I'm going to hit record, and it's going to feel like I'm doing another intro because I am. Roman Armstrong on YouTube can be either hatters or haters. What would you call someone that hates hats? Hats. You know what? I'm not good with words. Okay, let's do the intro. Welcome back to the Conversation Hat podcast, a podcast for geeks, artists, and terrible people. It's only me today, for now. Ben's dead. Ben's just straight up dead. By dead, I mean in quarantine. He is just over the halfway point for his 2-week coronavirus quarantine, and just like that, we've dated the episode. But I don't really know what else you expect us to do. Words. So here is how this episode of the podcast is going to work. We are, of course, recording this on live stream, and we're going to do a few things slightly different. I have a unique video link to Ben, so he can say nice, encouraging things to me whenever he wants to.
Oh, fuck off, Liam.
Like that, for example. We've got a few videos and contributions from previous guests and some diaries from Ben. So, we've also... Oh yeah, hang on. Screwed up. We've also got some games to play. We're going to play coronavirus positive, coronavirus negative. Hopefully some of our listeners and audience members are going to chime in with their own coronavirus positive, coronavirus negative. I think we should start off with Ben's video diary. So we're going to play days 1 and 2. We've got 5 days, but we appear to be missing day 4. I guess nothing happened on day 4. Or Ben got his days wrong, which I think is fine, because I didn't know what day it was until I realised I had a live stream. I'm really, really killing it. Okay, so let us switch to... I'm going to screw this up. All over the place. I'm going to switch there. No, I can't tinker while I do that. Oh, this is good, isn't it? This is just amazing. This is me trying to come up with a solution. Right, you know what? You're going to have to wait for about 8 seconds. No, that's not going to work either. I'm just going to have to play it on the small screen. That's fine. You'll cope. Nailed it. Right, okay. Ben's video diary, day 1.
Hello, Internet. So, I'm in self-isolation for not 4 weeks, 14 days. 2 weeks, 14 days. Because someone in my house has a cough. So, we thought we'd do what everyone else on the internet is doing and do a vlog. So yesterday I put up some shelves. I did not the best job, so I had to fill in some holes. There are 2 more shelves to go up there, but I ran out of screws, and now I can't leave the house. This is gonna suck. Homemade chicken soup with carrots and noodles. Oh, I've forgotten. I've got Netflix.
It's not like this needs to dry out a bit.
Today, we are
it's not
playing
sort of a...
plants
Oh, it's what?
to save the world from disease.
That's
That little trooper.
That's my favourite game.
Gonna save the planet.
I love plants. But no, this is my favourite one though. Look, can we just handle this one? I just think he's so freaking beautiful.
Hello, my friend.
Don't tell me I'm plants.
Getting friendly with the plants. There's nothing massively haunting about that at all. Right, yeah, sorry about that minor hiccup there. Yeah, we're just going to have to play the videos on the small screen. Oops. So, because the annoying thing is, I think I know how to fix it. You know, I'm going to try and fix it. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Come up with a coronavirus positive, coronavirus negative, or else. Did it do it? Did I nail it? Did I completely nail it? Did I blow the issue out of proportion and actually it was a really easy fix? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, checking all the things that should have been prepared well in advance, but they were not. And that's the world we're living in. Yeah, I'll say I nailed that one actually. Really properly nailed that one. Sorry guys. Okay. A couple of geeks has got corona positive, lots of time to spend with the wife and son. Ah, that's sweet. Corona negative, too much time to spend with the wife and son. Wow, I mean, divorce rates have just skyrocketed. I mean, not just now from you saying that, but like in general, like families are not surviving. So you watch your smart mouth, a couple of geeks. I've got a couple coronavirus positive and coronavirus negative. Coronavirus positive, I no longer feel guilty about not seeing my grandparents, but coronavirus nailed it. We're going so well. Coronavirus positive, I no longer feel guilty about not seeing my grandparents. Coronavirus negative, I now feel guilty about not calling my grandparents. And that's one of those things that could be fixed by me just calling them. So let's get right on that. Roman Armstrong, coronavirus positive, no school. Coronavirus negative, I didn't go to school anyway, so you're not missing out on anything. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I work in a school, and no school is tricky, because I want to be over there soldering things, and actually school without the kids is the best kind of school, because you can just fix everything, you can just tidy everything, break the Hoover out, wipe down all the surfaces, have a great old time. But no, I'm stuck here with you wonderful people. Daddy Dan on Twitch, negative, hard to buy wine. It is, it really is, but positive, excuse to drink wine a lot. I don't think you needed an excuse, buddy, but yeah, fair enough. Have I got another one? Coronavirus positive. We've been able to house all the homeless of London, which is amazing. Did you see that? They've it's not permanent housing, I realise, but they've found hotels. They're just giving the rooms to homeless, which is amazing. So coronavirus positive, we've been able to house the homeless of London. Coronavirus negative, I guess we were always able to house the homeless of London. Well done, world. Right, what else have we got? We have videos from guests. Our first guest is Ben's dad. Ben's dad has been on the show, crikey, 4 or 5 times? Yeah, like a lot. I think he might be tied with Roman Armstrong for our most affluent guest. Words are stupid, man. A couple of geeks on YouTube, negative. No loo roll, positive. I own 3 shells. Like seashells? For scooping? That's pretty rough. Okay, let's go over to Ben's dad's contribution. Thanks again to Ben's dad. He used to be a spy, but then he retired. But that could just be cover for more spy work. we don't get to know.
Ben's dad.
Here we are in the queue at Sainsbury's in Farnham. Very orderly, very controlled, as you'd expect from the good people of England. Let's see if I can turn around and show you anything else. Oh, that's easy. That's the front of the queue. And behind us it goes back round there and miles, all very orderly, 2 metres apart and being very good. Now, I'll go see if there's anything in the shelves. Well, all looking very well behaved, well stocked. Haven't got the loo roll yet, just going for the True Essentials gin. I suspect we should be alright for chocolate too. What else exists? Welcome to Ben's Dad's Corona Garden. This is where we'll be growing all the vegetables that we'll be able to eat when the queues in Sainsbury's get too silly. I'm currently trying to dig for victory and have fresh fruit and vegetables and things like we used to in the old days with powdered egg and the old king. Now, somewhere over here, you'll see, around there, the garden. Well, there's potatoes go in it. They're not growing much yet, but they will do. And there's other bits of thing that I will get round to digging when I get round to finishing it off because I've been busy. Down here we'll have strawberries in time for Wimbledon with a bit of luck. And in here, the greenhouse, my new toy.
Oops. Screwed that up, didn't I?
We've got some garlic up there. Down here we'll have...
Sorry about that. Let's put that back here and pretend that didn't happen. I know what I'm doing.
And there's other bits of thing that I will get round to digging when I get round to finishing it off because I've been busy. Down here we'll have strawberries in time for Wimbledon with a bit of luck. And in here, the greenhouse, my new toy. We've got some garlic up there that's been there over winter. And some runner bean seeds, which will start germinating in the next couple of weeks. So, the rest of the seeds are hidden inside in the conservatory, where it's a little bit warmer for them overnight. So let's go and have a look there. This is the nursery, as in this is where all the little baby plants are growing. Not very many actually showing yet, but that will hopefully one day be a tomato plant. And those will be lettuces and things. And those are basically dirt. But there will hopefully be lots of other interesting vegetables and things in there. Other things what we are growing is lemongrass. It's just coming up. Seeds just coming through in the pots. And the most important product that we're growing at the moment is yeast. So there's 4 gallons of something wicked that this way comes, and that'll be ready as soon as, or probably slightly after I drunk it. There we go. And now the view out the window, including the shed what Ben helped build. A bit anyway. The oak tree is about 100 to 120 years old. It's lasted that long because nobody's found a recipe for it yet. Business end of things, compost heap. More importantly, rhubarb, from which you make rhubarb wine. You don't waste it on crumble and things like that. In the ridges there are not long, thin, dead people. Those are potatoes waiting to come popping out of the ground. Over there's cherry tree, gooseberry bushes, and some currant bushes and things, and a lot of work still to be done on digging and that. Over there is my pride and joy, the new greenhouse toy. Well, here we still have a few apple trees and a plum tree. Nice and warm in the greenhouse at the moment. It's nearly 90 degrees.
God damn it. Sorry.
And a plum tree. Well, here we still have a few apple trees and a plum tree. Nice and warm in the greenhouse at the moment. It's nearly 90 degrees. Mind you, it's getting down to virtually 0 at night, so most plants aren't really in here yet. Apart from some of the tough ones, like over there we've got the garlic that's been spending the winter in here, and will go out in the garden once the last risk of frost disappears. There's some runner beans and things in pots there. Hopefully they'll germinate and make some babies. I'll find somewhere to stick them as well. more food, raw. And there's also gherkins and various other odds and sods that I found. That plop down there will become cucumbers and tomatoes and everything else, hopefully.
Oh god, that's so shrill. That is the pinnacle of my animation career there. Sorry, it keeps, like, the screen keeps flitting. I'm really bad at, like, not checking up on the script for the next bit while something is playing, and it's really annoying that for some reason it decides to... What is it that it does? Hang on, let's see if we can work this out as a team. So if I do this, if I click on there, and if I click on... No, can't work it out. It's a mystery. Yeah, Ben's dad used to be a spy. That's why he thinks that potatoes look like long, thin, dead people. That should give you an idea of what his tasks were when he was a spy. So it's weird at the moment, innit? Like, it's proper weird. I'm seeing pictures of places which would normally be, like, bustling with activity, and now they're just completely empty. Like, central Cambridge at the moment was a tourist hotspot for a long old time, and now it's just not. That's proper weird. But, like, I've got to ask, who are these people leaving the house to take photos? Like, it's a lockdown, fam. You gotta not do that, you know? Don't go out taking photos to get the likes on the gram or whatever. You've gotta stay the heck inside. Can't make that clear enough. You gotta stay the heck inside. Oh, a couple of geeks sent me. Oh, the seashells thing, 3 seashells thing is a Demolition Man reference. Not seen it, and I'm not sorry about that. Couple of geeks on YouTube. Ben's dad for PM. Hells yeah. Dan Lyles on YouTube. Ben's dad sounds like a Monty Python, like a Monty Python's policeman. Yes, he really does. He absolutely does. What else have we got? Captain Buddy 7 on Twitch. Coronavirus positive. I don't have to physically go to work and can work from home instead. Coronavirus negative. My boss doesn't think work hours apply anymore. Yeah, that's gotta suck. You should tell your boss to do one. Okay. Yes, the world is weird. One of the things that I noticed working with young people in the last month, or specifically the last like a fortnight ago, and it feels so weird that it was only a fortnight ago that we were having conversations about school's probably not going to close, you're probably not going to miss your exams, and then the next day, yeah, there are no more exams. And it was really difficult to kind of talk to those kids and sort of say, well, to sort of give them any level of certainty, because they had questions about what was going on. I think everyone had questions about what was going on, how exams would be affected, how, you know, day-to-day life would be affected, how food and resources would be affected, and being in a position where you can't answer that, because even if you made your best guess, you could be wrong in the next 20 minutes, and we could only act on the information that we had. But because our boss didn't know, because Department of Education hadn't told them anything, they were in the same position. They didn't want to put their foot down and say, this is what's going to happen. But actually, they did a really good job, I've got to say, of, like, kind of saying, this is what we think is the most reasonable, this is what we think is the most reasonable outcome, so here's our action for that. But bear in mind that could change. And, you know, they weren't getting instructions because the government didn't know what to do. And that's it's that tricky thing of, maybe they should put their foot down and say this is what's going to happen, but I think as the British public, we're kind of fundamentally anti-authority in a weird way. Like, we don't want to hear from experts and stuff. But I think when it comes to stuff that is to do with other people's safety and the safety of elderly people, you've just got to listen. You know, do properly stay indoors. Actually learn how to wash your hands. Weird that I have to say that out loud, but here we are. And obviously don't stockpile stuff. The food supply will last as long as you all don't go completely mental. But if you do notice someone stockpiling, or you have a friend or a relative that is stockpiling, and I hate to say it, but some of you will, I think you've got to understand that the stockpiling comes from a place of fear. People aren't trying to do wrong. They're just scared. They're not being spiteful, they're just afraid. So you've got to treat that with empathy. And like, normally I would like awkwardly try to hug anyone in that position, but you know, we don't like touching anymore. Hashtag me too. But like, I think you can't treat fear with anger, because then you just get anger as a response to that. So if you do see someone stockpiling, or you know someone that's hogging all of the pasta, why pasta? There's rice in the shops. There's so much rice, but no pasta. There's going to be some veiled racism in there, isn't there? You've got to treat it with empathy and sympathy, and just sort of say, it's not that bad. You can't stockpile because then other people don't have it. Don't get into fights. It's not worth it. But it is okay to be angry. I'm full of wisdom today. You've all got to listen to me. It's okay to be angry if, like, your wedding's been postponed, or your holiday's not going to happen, or your GCSEs are not going to happen. It is fine to be angry, and it's fine to grieve for those things. But that doesn't mean that you get the right to leave your house and go and take photos of the empty streets. Stay indoors. What is hard about that? Anyway. Right, what else we got? Day 3 from Ben. Alright, let's do this on the big screen, because I am a master of technology. I know exactly what I'm doing. Day 3, here we go.
Yet another day. House arrest? It's not house arrest. House quarantine. Whole house quarantine. Today I'm looking out the window. Yesterday the housemates did plants in the garden. And that's when we were dancing around. I did some shelves. The day before I had a bath. Today it's window. I'm playing with my hair. I vaguely feel like I'm a springtime version of Jack Frost. Or that bit in Home Alone where he sticks his cock in a electric outlet. Pretty sure that's the movie.
The bit where he sticks his cock in the electrical outlet. I think that's a different film. What do I know? I haven't watched Demolition Man, so what do I know? Okay, let's have another look at coronavirus positive, coronavirus negative. Okay, I've got a couple. Coronavirus positive, the country isn't fascinated with Brexit anymore. Yes. Coronavirus negative, my God, 2021, we are going to be inundated with coronavirus documentaries, coronavirus albums, and you bet the first 6 months of open mic nights are going to be filled with dudes who learnt to play guitar during the quarantine and have now busted out the quarantine blues, or the isolation blues. It's going to be the same 3 chords, and we're going to get sick of it. I am excited to see coronavirus documentaries, in fairness, because I reckon it's going to be like the Fire Festival thing, where you're going to see 2 different people's perspectives and they just blame different aspects of it. I hope they don't get racist, frankly. Coronavirus positive. we have a renewed focus on cleanliness. That's cool. Like, I remember someone saying, I think it could have been someone at work, they were saying that actually we only started bathing regularly. That only became part of our daily routine, or weekly routine, if you're me, because of the Black Death. That was what started that. So maybe this is a reminder from Mother Nature to, wash yourself, you dirty humans. Coronavirus positive, we have a renewed focus on cleanliness. We are coughing into our elbows. We are washing hands with a surgical rigor, and we are doing distance fist bumps rather than regular fist bumps, which is good. Coronavirus negative. Were we just not washing our hands before? Were we just coughing directly into each other's mouths? What the hell? We deserve this. We 100% deserve this. Okay, if you are looking for stuff to do during the lockdown, there is a lot happening online. Also, Lego. Lego is great, man. I love that people are running pub quizzes. I did a pub quiz last night. That was a lot of fun. And actually not a whole lot of work to put together. The tech aspect of it wasn't that tricky. It was just coming up with fun questions that people wouldn't argue about, like sore losers. I love that people are using tech like Discord, Google Hangouts, Zoom, Skype, and I love that they're being used in this fun, collective, human community way, and not just for meetings and boring stuff. So I've got a couple things that are coming up. Last night there was a couple of comedians that did a streaming gig to raise money for the Trussell Trust. They raised £13,000. That's crazy. So that was Kiri Pritchard McLean, Rachel Fairbairn, Stephen Bailey, Rosie Jones, Nate Williams. And because that went so well, that means it's likely to happen again, which is really cool. So I think if you follow Kiri Pritchard McLean at Kiri Pritchard MC on Twitter, you will hear more about that. I think it's a great sign when something goes well and people don't know how long they're going to not have a life for. I think it's a good sign when something goes well. It might happen again. So there's that one. Does that come up on the screen? It does. It's like I know what I'm doing. There's one tomorrow, Cocktails and Cards Against Humanity, which is Jade Adams and Rich Wilson. I mean, that's exactly what it sounds like, isn't it? So that's going to be fun. That is tomorrow, and you can just go to Facebook and search Cocktails and Cards Against Humanity live. Sunday the 5th of April, 1 week today, we have got the All Killer No Filler live podcast. It's a live version of the All Killer No Filler podcast. Great show if you're into true crime. Who isn't into true crime? My Rent, there's some true crime. Nah, that really doesn't. That's really not something about murder. You know, I don't need to finish my own sentences. I'm not beholden to you. Every day there is, hosted by Robin Ince, the Stay at Home show, which is exactly what it sounds like. You can go to cosmicshambles.com/stay at home. Every day they have something. That's mega. Good job. Look at all that. Good stuff. So one such person who's been really active online is Rich Wilson. Rich Wilson, fantastic stand-up comedian. He joined us in episode 63 of the Conversation Hat podcast, and he sent us in a video talking about what he's been up to, and he's got some good advice for just life, man. Just generally good advice for life. So let's switch over to Rich Wilson.
So, hello everyone. Rich Wilson here. Just checking in, saying hello. It's shiny forehead. We are doing all right. There's me, Jade, my missus, and Paul Sweeney. We locked ourselves away about just over a week ago. and we think we've all had it. Still got the dreaded COVID, which can do one as far as I'm concerned. We haven't had it too bad. I'm feeling a bit today. I've just been out shopping, so I'm feeling a little bit wiped out now. But that'll be all right. It'll be fine. There's other people far worse off than us. We've just been keeping busy. Just been sending out, been doing videos and mucking around on the socials and just trying to keep busy, trying to keep active. I've got my podcast, Insane in the Membrane. That's still going strong. We're still putting that out. We're setting all that up tomorrow so we can do it remotely, and we've been emailing. Producer Paul has been emailing people to get them on, some decent guests, because there's no excuse now. Everyone's on lockdown, so we're going to get some good guests. They're already lined up, ready to go, so we're doing that. I'm just trying to stay positive, really. Just keep the fluids up. I think that's important. Jade's really good at that, like keeping up the fluids, keeping up your fruit and your veg, keeping up your vitamins. It's good to snack while we're all locked down, but try and find a healthy balance. Try and find some healthy stuff, and don't spend all day on social media. You'll send yourself insane. You try and find some decent things to watch. Catch up on the programs you said you hadn't got to, or you hadn't had a chance to. You've got plenty of time now. Read the book. Read all the books. Write the play. Write the book. Just do anything, but don't sit on social media 24/7, because there's just so much shit on there. You'll send yourself mad. And don't watch the film Midsummer. I watched it last night, and it's giving me the right hump all day. So I would do that. Try and keep positive. You're going to have days where you'll be unstoppable. You're gonna be, oh, this is amazing, this is that. Then you have days of sadness and woe and worry and worrying about loved ones and things like that. But remember that everybody is feeling the same way. Everyone's going through the same emotions, the big waves of emotions. Oh, I'm unstoppable. Oh God, I just wish this was all over. You're gonna have all these, and the most important thing to do is stay in touch with people. Keep in contact with everybody. Message to people that you hadn't messaged for a while. Your people that you've fallen out with. Maybe drop them a line and just say, look, I'm sorry, I was a bit of a dick, or whatever. These are times for us to sort of reassess and re-evaluate and make us realise how lucky we all had it, really. Hopefully it'll, this will level out and we'll all get back to normal and get back out there but I think this will change things. Definitely. I think it will definitely change things for the better. I hope. I hope we realise what we had and how good we had it, and maybe we'll be better to each other. But you got to keep positive. That's the main thing. And things like this, like doing this podcast with these lovely people, is always a plus. I love these guys, and anything they're doing, just check it out, because it'll be really good fun. Promise you. When I recorded their episode of the podcast, we did it last year, didn't we? Yeah, it was really, really good fun. It's a really good format. I really enjoyed doing it. So hopefully we'll get to do some more stuff. But yeah, take care of yourselves, look after each other, keep in touch with each other, and don't be scared to tell each other how you're really feeling. All right. And I'm Rich Wilson. You can get me on all the platforms. My podcast is everywhere where you get your podcasts from. And if you need a chat, you need someone to talk to, drop me a line. I'm literally not going anywhere. All right. Take care. Much love to all of you. I'll see you soon.
Oh, I love that, man. Nice one, Rich. He's always been super supportive of the Conversation App podcast, and his episode 63 is a personal favourite. I would hugely suggest that. If you haven't heard the podcast before, I think episode 63, Ditched Soup Fetishists, I think is the name. Try saying that when you're drunk. That's a really good starting point if you haven't heard the podcast before. Rich's podcast, Insane in the Membrane, is amazing. It is it's broadly about the topic of men's mental health and mental health in general, and kind of creativity in general. and men's mental health was sort of the jumping off point, but then it is just kind of like a rambly chat, but it does go to some really deep places, some really dark places, and actually it's one of those things where if you're not feeling great about yourself, you can just listen to it, and it sort of puts things into perspective a little bit. So let's see if we can find that on the socials. I should have prepared those links, but I didn't. Insane in the membrane. Spelt that wrong. So Rich Wilson is on Twitter. Oop, I am Rich Wilson. Boop. This guy, this one here, I am Rich Wilson. That's worth a follow by itself. And I believe he must have I think is it Membrane Pod? Membrane Pod. Should have prepped this all in advance. Sane. Oh, there it is. Membrane Podcast. There it is with Rich Wilson right there. That is on, I believe, all the podcast platforms. Trying to think what were some of the really kick-ass episodes. There's lots, and they're all really quite good. Tesilius, that is a really good episode. I remember that one very well. Oh, there was one that was just mega, and I'm really annoyed that I haven't committed it to memory. That's good, isn't it? You know what? They're all good. That sounds like a cop out there, doesn't it? But it's true. It is one of my favourite podcasts. I would absolutely suggest you give that one a listen. And I think Rich's advice is great as well. Like, do take this as an opportunity to write the thing you want to write, do the thing you want to do, and yeah, just be nice to people as well. It's absolutely worth making the best of this time, however you choose to do that. I know many of us are working remotely, and many of us can't do that, and many of us either are or will be in tricky places financially. I talked about this a bit on the LT Guitarist podcast, which is my show that's just me. What happens if you Google LT Guitarist podcast? I mean, it comes up with me, which is pretty great. That's what I want. LT Guitarist on Apple Podcasts. Hey, I'm on Listen Notes. I didn't know I was on Listen Notes. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I recorded an episode recently about diversifying income and just thinking about, obviously right now we, as performers, as musicians and creative people, we can't really do stuff to an audience like we used to. But we can't do one-on-one lessons like we used to as well, which is sort of more my game. But we have an opportunity to then build ourselves up online a little bit more. But I think what's really important is having a diversity of income streams. So if, I don't know, next year, if for example we lost the internet, then it would all be live, wouldn't it? It would all be in person, and you wouldn't be able to do lessons over Skype or whatever. So I think about how you can get different pockets of income if that's something you're going to struggle with. And on that topic, if you are a musician or you are a creative person, there are pockets of funding becoming available. So PRS for Music are working on a fund for freelance musicians. I know HMRC have said they will cover 80% of income for freelancers. So hopefully financially there will be a little bit of aid coming in, which is good. If you're a writer or you want to give writing or comedy a go, there's been a few BBC Writers' Room briefs put out. I think there's a deadline for one tomorrow. Yeah, which is about being on lockdown and using video conferencing software. So that might be a good one. If you think you can bash out a script in an afternoon, then give that one a go. But check out BBC Writers' Room on Twitter and their website. There's they're putting a lot of stuff out at the moment, and I think that's probably going to increase because people are consuming more stuff online because there ain't nothing else to do, is there? Let's check in with Ben. day 5 of Ben's coronavirus quarantine. I don't know why I gave it that much gravitas.
It's 1:45 in the morning. Day 5 now? Day 6? I look very shiny because I've decided to moisturise. For no reason other than I'm losing my fucking mind. Quarantinis!
Bottle of Prosecco again. Everyone in their jammies.
It's like being at an airport you can drink in the morning.
New leaves, new leaves, new leaves, new leaves. On my rose and the plant that I don't know.
Spoopy. Thank you, Daddy Dan, for the follow on Twitch. Yeah, if you want to... This Twitch account is brand new, and yet somehow we are affiliates. Don't question it. It's all good. Yeah, if you are watching on Twitch and you have yet to follow, I would appreciate a follow. I mean, I'd appreciate subscribers more, but it's money in it, so yeah, don't worry about that. I'm also going to take this opportunity to unsubtly plug the Patreon page. We've just added something new to the Patreon page, which probably won't be affected by the coronavirus. Who knows? Just drop a link in the chat there, unsubtly. The new thing we've added to Patreon is, as well as getting early access to episodes, so you get stuff a week early, you're also now going to get exclusive stuff, so stuff that you only hear if you're a Patreon. So we've got one of those out so far with guest Ellie Breeze of Motion Sickness. So we recorded one question that is exclusive to Patreon. We're trying to name all 50 states of America, and we struggle. So yeah, we're going to have to be a bit creative in terms of how we do that going forward, given the virus and stuff. Yeah, so if you're watching on Twitch and feel like giving us a follow, that would be nice. If you're new to YouTube, feel like giving us a subscribe, that's also very nice. And if you just happen to have too much money, then by all means find us on Patreon. Yes, please. Coronavirus positive, coronavirus negative. Right, I've got 2 more. Let me know if you've got any. Let's scroll through the chat. I've done that one. A couple of geeks on YouTube. Coronavirus positive. The USA are improving their welfare system. Slightly. Negative. I've run out of clean socks. I mean, it all just puts everything into perspective, doesn't it? Daddy Down on Twitch says Bongo's bingo live stream on Twitch is cat in sunglasses, guy in sunglasses. I assume that means it's good. I'm not down with the emojis. Okay, I've got a couple. Coronavirus positive, coronavirus negative. Coronavirus positive, the country has a renewed appreciation for the NHS. Coronavirus negative, we all know that won't be reflected in the way people vote. Because you're insane, Britain. I don't get it. Coronavirus positive, comedians and entertainers have come online. There's some really cool streams happening. We've talked about those already. Every night, so there's plenty of entertainment in new and exciting forms. I am mad into that. Coronavirus negative. We have to see insanely wealthy people act as if they're affected in the same way as working class families, which they're just not. Like that goddamn Imagine video. That rubbed me the wrong way. I was not into that. Okay, we have another video from Richard Jackson. Richard Jackson appeared episode 67. He is the second Richard to make an appearance on today's episode. Richard Jackson of Val Verde Broadcasting, they are doing a lot of streams at the moment because why wouldn't you? It's crazy. So let me find a link for that. I mean, if you go to youtube.com, if you're on YouTube and you search, I mean, I don't need to search because it's right here, but whatever. So if you go VALVERDE, if you search that, they come up. Val Verde Broadcasting. Really great channel if you're into films, if you're into film reviews, if you're into people being really brutal about the things you enjoy. And if you go to videos, you will see... Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Oh, it was a while ago. There's me. There's actual me. That's a Squarespace advert, but you're going to have to take my word for it. I'm in that one. Ben is in this one. You can see his face there. And Ben is also in this one about the Dark Knight. So there's some nice conversation hat Val Verde Broadcasting crossover there. I did do another one which it looks like they haven't put out yet, so I'll just assume that it was so good it exploded the internet, because I don't really know why else they wouldn't have put it out yet. Excuse me. And they are doing a fair few live streams as well, so if you're looking for stuff to do, that's a good one. But for the moment, yeah, let's go check in with Richard. Let's go see what he's up to. Richard! Oh,
hello, Liam.
Hi, Richard. What you doing?
Yeah, no, I was just on the phone to a bunch of local businesses. We're getting some money together to give to the orphanage during the coronavirus.
Richard, that seems like a really stupid idea. Why? Can you do something good instead?
Right, that's I didn't expect that. That's a very strange reaction to have to what.
Something not stupid.
Okay, great.
Well, just don't say I didn't warn you. You know, I call them as I see them, and as I see them, that's a stupid idea. I had thought more of you.
No, fair. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Richard, would you like to tell the people what you've been up to?
I've just popped in to grab the kettle, actually, because my housemate has shown symptoms, so I'm actually staying in a tent in the garden.
Isn't it a bit cold for that? With the wind and the brisk midwinter wind.
The thing is, at the moment, it's still full up, you see, because I left it outside last night, and a homeless man pissed in it. So it's just filled to the brim with his piss at the moment.
I actually would if you've got the kettle on.
I didn't say it was on, I said it was full with a homeless man's urine.
I would actually if you're putting the kettle on. Or if you have a spare.
Alright. Hold on a minute. I mean, it's steaming and everything, Manny.
Branding.
Yeah, no, I hear access to pornography is very difficult at the moment. What are you using to, you know, get the old motor running?
In a pinch, if you get desperate, you can just use old books, newspapers, letters from loved ones.
Anything else?
Yellow Pages is a good one. I found that the wanted adverts are really absorbent.
Right, yeah, no.
I have taken up sketching. I like drawing things. I wanted to ask, how are the people of Val Verde doing amid the crisis? I'm sure you've got a really nice nationalised health system for all the good people of Val Verde. How are they coping?
Mate, they're fine. They've all been given the Yellow Pages.
So you've not brought in the tanks.
No. I mean, they're a bit too angular to be arousing to most people anyway, I think.
And how do your neighbours feel? Do your neighbours think you're a fucking freak? Because mine certainly do.
Doesn't the artifice of this sketch suggest that we're neighbours? Just a thought, really.
Well, it's been lovely to catch up, Richard. And I'm sure that you probably won't die. Probably. It's weird that I'd say that without any prompting, but no, I do sincerely think you'll probably live. Here's my picture of Richard.
You've just written the word tits then, have you?
Wash your bloody hands.
Stay inside and wash your fucking hands, you pigs.
Captain Buddy 7 on Twitch. Sketch was amazing. That may well be the highlight of my career. That may be the best thing I've ever worked on. By worked on, I mean always lovely to catch up live on air with Richard Jackson of Val Verde Broadcasting. Whoop whoop. Where are we at? Yeah, check out Val Verde Broadcasting. We have our last video from Ben, and then let's maybe see if we can give him a call. I'm sure that will work. That won't fail horribly.
I'm sat in the garden. Isn't this pretty?
God damn it!
With a book. That's pretty. With a book. It's very difficult to make long videos when there's not an awful lot to do. But you can sit outside in the sun while it's out. That's about it, really. Other than clean. Netflix. And of course, mask. So lots of people have been putting Christmas decorations up in their windows to like spread happy Christmassy feelings to other people. So here is my Christmas. My one bit of tinsel that I own. Contact-free delivery. It's a pizza wrap. In Iron Man 2, Tony's Iron Man Blue. Wah. Oh, I'm sorry. If the spider from Lord of the Rings gets an erection, is it a she-lob? Sitting down the toilet.
He died doing what he loved. Filming himself on the can. Oh boy. Right. Hey, there's a picture of Ben with a phone. Because of phone. I'm going to level with you guys. I have no idea if this Skype thing is going to work. Let's find out, shall we? Do. Could go horribly wrong. This could be one of the stupidest things to ever happen. Or it might be fine. It really is hard to know. Okay, let's try. Oh, that's loud. He's probably naked. Oh.
That's loud. It's you.
Ben, thing number one, can you turn down the... Yeah, you've worked it out. You've got to kill the stream sound.
Well, this is very weird. I'm going to have to listen to you through the TV.
You're going to have to listen to me through the TV? Because there's going to be an enormous lag.
But I can't hear you through my laptop. You dick.
What happened to your headphones?
You're gonna have to listen to me through the TV.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Ben.
There is a huge lag.
And my mouse has stopped working, so I can't even put you on the screen. What is this?
Oh yeah, headphones.
Headphones. That conversation we had about how you need headphones. And now Ben isn't here. This is just the best. Oh my god. Ben. Ben, why? Ben, why are you like this?
Yeah, we had that conversation yesterday, Liam.
We
when
did.
We did a glorious pub quiz, and I was very drunk.
Yeah, you were. It was hilarious. What position did you come in the pub quiz? We're gonna have to wait for his stream to catch up. This is going really well.
I was second.
You were second. Oh yeah, you were. What was your?
Can't hear you, though.
You still can't hear me. God damn it! Is that because you've muted Skype? Is that because you've muted Skype? I am so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is amazing.
Is that because you've muted Skype?
I don't think so.
I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is amazing.
This is not working, is it? This is not as advertised. Ben, quickly list your 10. Oh, no, he's gone. He's ended the call. Wow. So for those of you wondering why we didn't just do an entire show, oh my god.
Wow.
You're back.
So for those of you
And I'm still talking in the background.
oh my god.
I'm just gonna. You know what? Let's say we
You're still
try.
not making noise, you quiet bastard.
I'm not being quiet. Your TV's on. Why did we not prepare this?
Let's say we.
Hang on. Okay. Have you?
Quiet. The TV's on.
Yeah, because that's the only way I can hear you. I'm getting no noise through these.
Is Skype muted?
Okay.
This is all your fault.
It is not my fault. Most people know how Skype works.
Is Skype muted?
I don't fucking know, dude. It made noises.
It is not my fault. Most people know how Skype works.
Well, whoopee shit for them.
Yeah, whoopee shit for everyone, apparently.
I can turn subtitles on.
I don't think that's going to help.
Yeah, whoopee shit for everyone, apparently.
I can turn subtitles on.
I don't think that's going to help.
I think the lag and the background audio is going to make this a untenable situation.
I think the lag.
I can Google the word untenable and tell you that
Untenable.
Is your microphone meant to be going into the Skype? Because I'm getting feedbacky stuff.
I can Google the word untenable and tell you that.
You know what? I don't know. You should only be getting feedback because of the fact that I'm coming out of your TV screen. That's what's causing the feedback loop.
You should only be getting feedback because of the fact that.
What about now? Can you hear me now? Through Skype?
Ooh, I can hear you.
Okay. No one tell him that it was my fault.
Hi, Liam.
We could have prepared this in advance, but we chose not to.
We did a quiz yesterday, and
it was
worked.
fine. It worked really well.
I thought that it would just happen normally. Maybe I just hadn't plugged myself in a bit better.
Yeah, I think you should have plugged yourself in a bit
better.
better.
Job at that. How about that?
Yeah,
Liam?
I think that's.
How are you? You've
I'm.
been stuck at home for fucking ages because I have, and I don't need this shit.
Yeah, everyone has. Why are you being smeggy? We all have.
Yeah,
We're
well,
in the same situation.
I was in the house for like a week before Johnson went, oh, that everyone should stay in the house.
Okay.
I've had an extra week of house.
Yeah, you're just 1 week ahead. So a week from now, we're all going to look like you. Daddy Dan on Twitch said this is every working from home meeting right now. Yeah, we don't have to be embarrassed because literally everyone has done exactly this. 10 minutes of, have you plugged that in? Why is that there? Why is Pornhub on the screen?
That was the sketch
we
just did.
It was all, oh, look at this social commentary. It wasn't
And-
us fucking up, I promise.
And you know what? If you didn't get that it was a sketch, that's on you. That is your fault.
That makes you stupid.
That makes you stupid. So Ben, you're a week in the future then. Does that mean you get to go back to the real world a week before everyone else?
No, because lockdown happened, so we still all have to like hang out until I think it's like the 8th of this month before we get any more info. So it just means that for a week before the lockdown was announced, I was already at home for a week.
So the 8th is when you get an update. You don't get to leave the house on the 8th.
I think that's when the country gets the update, because it was a 3-week lockdown, wasn't it?
I truly have
But
not
I had
paid
to have
attention.
A 2-week. I was like I'm going through 2 weeks of you're not allowed out the house because someone I share the house with had a cough.
Yeah, fair.
They're fine.
Yeah.
But because they had a cough.
Yeah, you got to be safe. Because
Yeah.
that's the thing. They could have.
And I'm trying to be safe. I'm following the lovely Rich Wilson's advice, and staying hydrated, keeping them fluids, keeping them fluids up.
Whose was your favourite video? Not that we want to make them compete, but
mine, obviously.
Yeah, but you don't count because you're here
casting.
now.
Fair enough. I liked all of them
They
for
were
different
all good.
reasons. I liked Rich Wilson's because it was
Real.
It
felt
quite
real.
nice.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he showed that, people give a shit.
Yes, totally.
I liked yours and Richard's.
That was fun.
Secondary Richard.
That wasn't a sketch. That was an actual conversation that just happened.
I know, right?
I'm wearing the same clothes, not because I'm disgusting, but because I planned it.
And I like Dad's, obviously, because Dad, and,
Yeah.
as you said, it was both amusing and a little bit wholesome at
It was
points.
wholesome
He
as heck.
did, at one point, he did just turn into an old man talking about his garden.
Yeah, but I loved it. Because it was still your dad, because apparently, like, tall, thin, dead things are people, not potatoes. That was baffling.
Yeah.
Was your dad alive when there was a king? Because he implied that he was alive when there was a king.
Was Dad alive when there was a... How old's the Queen?
I don't know.
No, we've not had a king for ages.
Because it's
have
not
we?
to do with how old the queen is, because she wasn't born and then became the queen. It was to do with when the king died. It's just that he referred to powdered egg and the old
The
king.
days of the king.
Yeah.
When was there last a king in England?
I don't know, Ben. That's why I asked you.
It says a king. Sheila. Who was the last king of England?
What is happening?
Here's what I found.
Shire Chisholm.
I don't
That's
think.
Margaret. That's not a king.
I don't think any of that's going to be useful.
To be fair, she is struggling because I struggle to say words.
Yeah, fair enough. Ben, do you have any coronavirus positive, coronavirus negatives?
The positive would be that my house is now very clean.
Yeah, fair.
The negative would be I've spent so long cleaning the house that my room is kind of a shithole.
Right. Is yours the room that stuff has been tidied to?
No, we've been tidying the house.
Hmm.
But because I've been spending that time, because I've been organising the room.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we were talking about shelves in that video. All the shelves are up.
Oh, your famous shelves. Everybody look.
Yeah. Yeah. Check that shit out.
Yeah.
But yeah, just so whilst I've been tidying the house, I've been sorting out my room, which just seems to be getting messy.
Yeah, yeah. Outstanding.
English kings.
Is that going to be your one Google for the day? You got to space them out, man. Just one Google
I've
every
already
day.
spelt that wrong.
Oh no,
Nice.
you'll have to wait till tomorrow to correct your spelling. Do you have any advice for listeners and viewers on how to stay safe and how to stay sane? Two things very important.
I mean, I'd say wash. See, lots of people going on about hand sanitizer. What you also need is moisturizer.
Oh,
Because
sure.
whilst the shop was still open, I worked in a shop.
Yeah.
So we would have to sanitize our hands more than, people who weren't handling money.
Yeah, yeah.
And it got to the point where my hands were so dry, you can still see minor scarring.
Yeah, we sort of can.
My hands got so dry that they cracked and started bleeding.
Wow.
So moisturize your hands.
Yeah.
Because otherwise that'll happen.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
I don't want to send people into a panic or anything, but I think they're doing that themselves. Like is the hand sanitizer the same stuff that they had in hospitals for a while, where actually it only works if your hands are already clean?
Hang on.
Because it's something like it protects you from any additional infections, but if your hands are already dirty, then like you're just doomed. So I think if you're going to use hand sanitizer, do it after you've washed your hands, because then they're clean.
I mean, wash your hands anyway.
Yeah, totally.
This was just sort of like a wash your hand. It's still clean. It cleanses your hands.
Right.
It's good. I think it's good enough if you can't wash your hands.
Yeah.
And obviously, when I was at work, I couldn't run to the toilet every 5 minutes to go and wash my hands. So it's good for that. But if you can wash your hands, wash your hands.
Yeah.
Then moisturize them afterwards, because otherwise you'll get sad hands like them.
Sad hands. Does it cleanse your hands, or does it cleanse you of hands?
I mean, it started doing both.
Oh no!
I had very clean hands that was falling off.
The
I'd
ultimate
say
clean.
with the whole staying sane, don't necessarily drink throughout the day.
Right.
As tempting as that is, because that way madness and drunkenness leads.
When did you wake up? Was it when I called you at 10 to 1?
See, this is also something that you don't need to bother yourself with.
What? Ben wrangling, it's no longer a problem. Yeah, time ain't real. So the clocks didn't go back.
I didn't need to wake up until like 2 o'clock, technically, because then
true.
that's when I started getting ready for this.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, yeah, you don't have to go to bed. It's probably a good idea if you do try and keep sleep schedule.
Yeah, true.
But if you don't have to, have a lie-in. Why not?
Yeah, that's fair. I've been tempted to have a lie-in. I'm trying to like get up and like have my emails open from the time that I would normally get to work anyway. But I'm not a good employee. I'm late like all the time, so it's fine. I truly don't know why I have a job. Dan Lyle suggested that on YouTube suggests that your dad sounds like a Monty Python policeman. Isn't that just how people used to sound?
I think that might just be how people of a certain age sound.
Yeah.
To us crazy young peoples.
With crazy jiving.
Yeah, it wasn't Monty Python. Lots of Monty Python characters were just English accents.
Yeah, because it was sort of like an English archetype, so they were a little bit more posh than they necessarily were, I guess, in real life.
And what's the point in making videos if you can't try and act a little bit more posh? It's funnier.
It is funnier, that's
and also
true.
Dad just kind of speaks like that.
That is just how he sounds. Are you sniffing things off of the laptop?
How are you doing, Liam? How have you been coping with all this bullshit?
Like, I'm kind of keeping busy because, like, I have video projects on the go anyway, so, like, a lot of my freelance stuff lives on YouTube and these live streams like this, so that's just carrying on as normal.
Sure.
It's sort of... I took a step back from YouTube a little bit about a month ago, so I'm trying to be a little more... So I'm still doing, like, 2 live streams a week that go out to YouTube, but I'm trying to be a little bit more creative about... the other stuff I'm doing. So actually I'm doing versions of different things to live on TikTok or on Instagram or anywhere else, so that's been quite fun because like everyone is online but everyone's using like whatever platforms they're using. I have been enjoying TikTok and I've been uploading...
You told me I should start on TikTok.
Just watching your video diaries, I was like, this would be good TikTok. But we could just upload them to the Conversation Hat TikTok at Convo Hat Podcast on TikTok. I've put some of the old cutting room floor up there.
But what if I want all of the recognition and to share none of it with the company?
I think you should probably do your own bloody work.
Not
then.
that I'd do that.
You should probably get off your ass and do some editing then, shouldn't you? If you want recognition.
Shit, yeah.
You got to put the effort in, innit?
Maybe that's something that I should learn to do.
What,
during
try?
This time.
I'm going to
Yeah.
learn to try.
just gonna learn to put the effort in.
Yeah. People around the world are like trying to learn new skills or trying to be more mindful of workload and stuff, and you're just there. What if I just actually started trying?
I am enjoying the free week of Disney Plus. Okay. I've
Yeah.
watched 3 episodes of The Mandalorian and
Okay.
a lot of Marvel movies.
Is it only 3 episodes of The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I was expecting all of them to be out.
I think they're trying to be sneaky.
The latest one came out today. I'm guessing it's because then people aren't just going to binge everything in
then
that
if
first
you-
week, which was my plan.
Yeah, because I think then, yeah. Well, I think the idea is that they're going to get more money out of you if they drip release stuff. So, like, if people have, like, accidentally prematurely gotten the Disney Plus membership in order to watch The Mandalorian, which is exactly what I was going to do until I realised it's not online yet, and then you watch the 3 episodes that are online. Oh, I guess we'll watch Guardians of the Galaxy for the 5th time. And then, oh, I guess now we have to pay for it if we want to finish the series. Thanks, evil Disney.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be patient, and I'm hoping that the free week offer doesn't disappear the second that the last episode of The Mandalorian is uploaded, because that would be classic Disney.
Would be annoying. I saw a thing. Someone had written an article saying that Disney might release Black Widow possibly on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Or earlier to be available to stream.
Yeah.
Because
No
Disney
cinemas.
needs money.
Yeah, of course it does.
They are not going to be doing that because Disney need money. They
No.
might be doing that so people don't forget and so people have shit to watch. But my fuck, do Disney not need money?
Because I think...
Particularly right now, because
no.
everyone's stuck inside.
Yeah.
Everyone's with kids is gonna get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone who likes Marvel's probably gonna get it. Everyone who likes Disney's probably gonna get it.
Star
they don't
Wars
need
as well.
money.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
It would be nice if they just release it to be nice.
I think
oh yeah,
there's-
Star Wars as well.
there's
I'm
an
gonna
element
binge
of,
I've never seen like like the Knights of the Old Republic or whatever it is. Any of the Star Wars series I've never seen, so I might.
Oh
start
yeah, they're
going through
quite
them.
good. They're like clearly aimed at a different audience. Not that all Star Wars films aren't kids films, but like they're definitely for like a younger audience, I think. What was I going to say? I wonder if there's an element of they need to keep releasing films and make them available in one medium or another. Otherwise, like,
Oh, that's better. You can see me now.
hello. Oh, that blob was Ben. I'm sure there's an element of like trying to stay conscious as like a current franchise that is still releasing films, because if they don't do that,
Sure.
people are just going to be like, oh yeah, they haven't released anything, so I guess that franchise is dead. No, we're still here. We're still employing the same 3 actors. We're still afraid of like new concepts and new franchises. Give us your money.
It is a bit scary how this is affecting people. Like I wouldn't have. It doesn't cross your mind that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to be delayed or changed or in any way different because it's going to have to stop.
Yeah.
So society will change between now and the time it will be written. So it's going to be different than how it would be if this thing wasn't real.
Yeah.
We're going to have to wait more until the movies come out.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty weird. Like there's people on YouTube that I now see that I follow, like Try Guys, Game Grumps. Now a lot of the videos will start saying, "Hey, these are old videos. We didn't actually meet up. Go wash your hands."
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
Little things that you don't expect to be affected.
Yeah.
Are being affected.
That's interesting.
Very, very odd.
And I wonder
it's
if
not just people. It's all like industries are being affected by crazy things.
What we don't sort of realise at the moment is this is going to be one of those things, because this is a global event. This is going to be one of those things that is referenced in pop culture going forward. So you think you're sick of COVID-19 now? You wait. You just wait. It's going to be like...
It's going to be a joke for 10 years.
It's not even going to be a joke. It's going to be, in 20 years, it's going to be in textbooks and stuff. Like, we're going to teach this to kids who weren't living through it. And it's going to be a big thing, because the only other events that affect the entire world were world wars. That's why they called them that. And we learn about those in books, and also events that technically only affected one or two countries, like 9/11. That's still something that's going to be taught in schools. It's a huge event, although you could argue that 9/11 then caused knock-on effects, yada yada yada. Jet fuels don't melt dank memes and so forth. But like, we are currently going through we are currently living through something that is going to be taught in schools, and it's weird because we can sort of affect it in like the micro level. We could maybe affect how that is then taught in schools 20-30 years from now. So all I'm saying is, like, I think now is the time for Ben to start his OnlyFans page and like get his nips out for money. No, Ben, don't you dare. I've seen them. They are wrong.
Does it get demonetized if I pop out a nip?
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
Doesn't matter what gender you are or you
Well,
identify
I'll keep
as.
my tits and my money to myself. Thank you very much.
That may well be.
Have you been
noble.
watching any live TV at the moment?
No, I don't have a license, and I don't like it, and my aerial doesn't work. So there's 3 reasons I'm not going to pay my license fee.
Yeah, but you could watch 4 on demand.
Yeah,
on your laptop or computer.
The only 4 on demand I've not watched 4 on. We've watched. Oh no, that's not live at all. Parks and Recreation. That's basically that. The new Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then internet stuff is basically all we've watched. We don't really. We don't have access to live TV. Really.
Do you know the show The Last Leg?
I know Last Leg. Yeah.
Yeah. For people who don't, it started off as a. It was for the Paralympics, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
I think just coverage for that, and it's become a new sort of news show.
Yeah.
That's filmed in front of a live audience, and it is live every Friday.
Yes, I believe so.
The last one that went out, they had no audience.
Sure.
Because of the pandemic, and
but was that before before the lockdown?
Oh, no, I think it was like the day of the lockdown.
Okay.
It would have been
Friday.
Oh no, it would have been a few days ago.
Yeah.
Friday. So 2-3 days ago, as of recording.
Yeah.
They got rid of the fancy sofa. They were on like little chairs, 2 meters apart from each other.
Wow.
They did play Guess Who with the empty audience chairs. That was quite funny.
That's funny.
But it was so weird that there was clearly someone in the crew had been told, you have to laugh really loudly. Doesn't matter, we've rehearsed this. You have to laugh really loudly.
Yeah.
It was a very empty, almost hollow feeling to it. It was like the laughter was still funny, but because it was so few people doing it, it was a bit, wow. There's people just sitting at home instead of going to see this.
It's weird how, like, when you watch a show like that, you kind of associate the production value and those hosts and the location with then having this background ambience of like a crowd laughing, and when you don't have that, it feels super awkward. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those edits where, like, I guess they pretend to like take the laugh track out of Friends, and it's just like, without the laugh track, Ross Geller is a sex offender. It's that kind of thing.
It irritates me when people do that and go, oh, you can tell that it's not funny because if you take the laughter out, it's not funny. But the laughter, the fact that it's filmed in front of studio audiences, shows like that, the audience being there and the laughter is part of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, if Game of Thrones was written to be performed in front of a live studio audience, of course it'd be very different. Don't know if it'd be better.
Shit the bed. Could you imagine Red Wedding in front of an actual audience? You'd have to kill all the audience.
I mean, to be fair, Season 8 did murder the franchise, and it killed a little bit of inside each of us.
Yeah, that's true. It was not great.
We will never forget how done over we were because of this.
Yep.
But hey, George R.R. Martin is probably in isolation, so maybe we'll get Winds of Winter a bit sooner.
Yeah, maybe. But what was he doing other than writing? Anything?
He was writing other related books that weren't really related.
Okay.
And going to Comic-Cons and probably saying, stop fucking badgering me about writing these books.
Yeah.
I've been writing them for like 20 years now.
Yeah. he could just like skip forward several generations and across a few universes and go to an alternate reality where there was a TV show that was trying to reference a work of literature, and it did it so poorly that literally everyone died, and call it Game of Thrones 2 Electric Boogaloo. It's not a good idea, but it is an original franchise. So
It's an idea, certainly.
all I'm saying, Disney, is you can come up with new ideas. It's not hard.
You say that. Him and Her was on TV for way too long. One series was too much.
Yeah, true. Ben, I think we might wrap up there because I've been talking for like nearly 2 hours. Not nearly 2 hours, like an hour and a half. But that's plenty of me.
We appreciate your effort putting in.
Yeah.
And I will attempt to learn over the next few days of isolation to try.
Yes, and if you want to have another crack at Skype or Discord or something, that may well be helpful. For those wondering that why we didn't just do this for like the entire thing is like I was
asleep.
Ben was asleep, and I was also worried about Ben trying to use Skype. Like
it worked yesterday.
It worked yesterday.
yesterday.
So I thought we'd have it as the grand finale. Here's potentially 20 minutes of me and Ben going, no, what about, have you, no, the other one.
Is it on?
Press the cog. No, the cog.
Is it on?
We've been demonetized.
Wait, there's a cog?
Cock?
Cock? Big old dick.
Ruh-roh. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. It's quite nice being on YouTube and Twitch, although it is a little trickier to keep tabs on, but like I think we've got a nice chat window here, so it is nice interacting with you like this. If this was any normal situation, we would have the next live stream 1 month from today, 4 weeks from today. As things are, I don't know. Like, so the plan for next Sunday is that this episode becomes available as a podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, wherever you listen to stupid stuff, it'll be there. So it could be that in 2 weeks' time we're back doing another live stream. I don't know. We haven't had that conversation, Ben. So like we're gonna work that out over the foreseeable.
I mean, I have a feeling that if we start maybe 20 minutes, half an hour before we're meant to start, we should at least be able to get Skype sorted.
And the clocks won't have gone
and look,
forward
it
again.
just shows that I don't
pattern.
have to come to the studio to do my job. I can work from home. Isn't it weird how many jobs you can do at home now?
Yeah, but it's not like you take an aeroplane to get to the studio.
No, I was making a social commentary.
Oh, well done.
But also, look, I can be lazy and not have to come into the studio if I don't want to do that.
Part of the reason we
20-minute walk,
if that, on a slow day. I also wanted to trying to play video clips as part of the show because that's something that I've wanted to do for a while, but is actually quite tricky to put together. So sort of use this as an excuse to force myself to do that, and it only messed up the first time. So I think that's a win.
I'll consider that a win.
I think that's pretty good. Right, I'm going to press the goodbye button, and just to recap, I don't know when we'll be back. Like, follow us on Twitter. That's the best way to do it.
We will do our best to come and annoy you in your homes, even though we can't leave ours.
It's like top 3 priorities. Yeah, certainly.
That should be the tagline for this episode.
Not a priority.
We can't leave our house, but we're still in yours.
Amazing. Right, see you later,
wash
ladies.
Your hands.
Yeah,
Be
wash
nice
your bloody
to
hands.
Each other. Ring your parents. Wash your fucking hands.
Buy albums.
You don't have to buy all the pasta.
Buy albums, not pasta.
Subscribe, like, follow, comment. Wash your hands.
I was trying to. What's a good?
Drink responsibly.
Buy, like, make beats, not bombs. But like, what's the buy albums, not loo rolls. But it doesn't rhyme. It needs to rhyme. We can't go until we nail this. We're not going to, are we? Go Dream Team, activate.
Wait. I don't know, something about sneezes.
Buy albums, not bath bombs. This coughs and sneezes.
No, I
spread
like bath bombs.
your legs.
Lush is closed. I can't have a bath bomb for ages.
Just buy some bicarbon glitter.
First world problems.
Yeah, that's not relatable. Right. Goodbye, farewell, and thank you.
You don't have a bath.
You're a bath.
Peasant.
You're a peasant.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Oh. See you later.
Conversation. Conversation has. Conversation. Conversation has. Conversation. Conversation has. Conversation. Conversation has. Conversation.